Hello, my old school soul food family. Chef Jeffrey back with another video. All right, y'all, I'm back. Had an awesome cruise this week. I got a video coming out later on and a separate video on my cruise, how it went, but it's absolutely amazing. A lot of bad points, more good points. I took notes, took self-notes, and y'all have to find out if I'm going to take another cruise. But I'm back to my Motivational Money videos here. And I just want to talk a little bit. People are really interested in how to save money and stuff like that. And I touched on it a couple of weeks ago, and I want to give you a little bit more. Like I say, I'm not going to hit y'all with too much because first I want, like I told y'all a few months ago, I want to get your mind straight and focused on saving. And a couple of weeks ago, I told y'all the initial way of having to save. And that's where I'm gonna pick up where I left off. So I'm gonna talk about 10 minutes on this, and then I'm gonna give you talk about a little bit more things because people want to know how did I get to this level and things like that. And I'm gonna show you. It all started with my parents, so I'm gonna do a little preaching to y'all after this. But as I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, the way to I won't say create wealth, which you can create wealth like this, but I call it financially independence. Meaning, when I say financial independence, I'm meaning you got money in the bank, money saved, money invested that will, if you lose your job, if you get sick, you get hurt, you down and out for 6 to 8 months, you don't have to worry about it because you have enough money in the bank, in the investment for 6 to 8 months of to pay every bill you have. Your rent, your car note, your groceries, your utilities, everything. You don't have to worry because you have that 6 to 8 months of what they call it, nest egg saved up. And it's best to start at an early age. Like I say, you start at 20, 30 years old, you shouldn't have to work. You should not have to work after 50. You can do what you want after 50 years old, 55 years old, 60 years, especially 59 and a half. You shouldn't have to work again. You can go do what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. If you start a little older, you can do this too, but you won't have as much time to invest as you would if somebody from 20 years old to somebody that's 50 years old. You can save, you can get a little nest egg, but it won't be as much. Now, touch base on what I talked to a couple of weeks ago. It's as simple, I put it in simple terms. It's simple as saving $25 a week. And nobody have fault me on this. I told you in the camera, anybody tell me they can't save, I don't care how much money you make on the job and whatever. If you can't save $25 a week, I bet you if I walk around with you with 2 weeks, I walk around with you for 2 weeks, I can promise you, I can tell you what you totally wasting $25 a week on. It's either pizza, it's either a pack of cigarettes, some beer, lottery tickets, something. You're wasting $25 on a week. If you take that $25, I'm telling you, I want you to do this. Put in a savings account for 1 year. I'm going to give you 1 year to do this. That's $1,200 a year. $100 a month, $1,200 a year. Put that away. $1,200 a year. I'm talking to somebody right now, 25, 30 years old. 30 years old. I'm talking to you as a 20-year-old because I want a lot of young people. I preach this to especially young people because people don't teach young people how to save like my parents did. They don't teach that. They teach spending and showing off and trying to impress others. That's what we teach our youth. So back to what I was saying. You're 20 years old. You take that $1,200, put in a savings account. After 1 year, you take that $1,200. Now, I wrote these down, these firms. I go with Fidelity. There's all kinds of investment firms out there. I go with Fidelity. You have Edward Jones, George Schwab, Vanguard is one of the top ones, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, all these investment firms. You go in there, walk in there, don't do it on the phone. Walk in there, tell them you want to invest this $1,200. I'm going to go over this again. I'm going to do this more throughout the video. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, nothing like this. I'm telling you what worked for me, what worked for a lot of people that I know, and what was told for me by people that's very wealthy, how they did it. So I'm just trying to give you some free advice. You can take it. You can say, oh, it don't work or whatever. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. I'm telling you, it can work. So take that $1,200, take it to an investment company. Tell them you want to invest it in some what we call mutual funds. I'm gonna explain that just in a second. I'm not trying to give y'all too much because you'll get confused. You want some long-term, low risk mutual funds, meaning they've been around a long time and they're low risk, meaning they're going to lose all your money in the market or whatever. Mutual funds meaning you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. You might have Home Depot in here, Exxon, Apple, Cinemax, Hilton, Facebook, YouTube, all them investments in one thing. So when Home Depot go down or Exxon go down, you're not totally dependent on that. You still got these other ones that's kind of keeping you afloat. They making money. This might not be making money. So you're not losing so much money at one time. So if you put all your money in Exxon go under, what happened to all your money? It's gone. But if you're in mutual funds, they got all these in there together. You got 10% here, 20% here, 10% here. You tell them how you want to invest it. You want to put 10 here, 12 there, 6 here, 8 here, until you get that 100% piece of the pie. That's how you do it. You do long term, meaning these companies and these things been around a long time, low risk. Now, another thing about risk, your risk factor also, the way you risk also affects how old you are. When you're young, you can risk to have a big risk thing because you're old enough to regain the loss. As you get older, your risk level, you want to shrink it. You want to go in there and tell them you want to shrink your risk level. Like me, last year I went in there and shrank my risk level a lot because as I'm getting older, I don't want to be risking a lot as I'm getting older. So you need to tell them this. They know all this, I'm telling you. Just go in there. They know more than me. I'm just giving you the little bitty tidbits of it. But you're going to take that $1,200. Let me tell you how the stock markets work. You must leave it in there. You can't just go, put it in there and forget about it. Now, while that $1,200 in there, you're going to be contributing. I'm going low number. You're going to put $1,200 in there a year. You still going to put your $25 a week in there a year, meaning you can put $100 a month in there. You can wait till the end of the year and put the whole $1,200. You can put more, but you can't put no more than $6,000 in an IRA or a Roth IRA account. The government won't allow it because people use it as a tax shelter. The reason the government won't allow it because the government wants you to depend on Social Security. They don't want people getting rich off the stocks and growing on their own. That's why they put that in there. They can say, oh, we don't use it. The government's smart because if more people get on board, start investing their own money and growing wealth like that through the market, they have no control over you with their little Social Security check. They're going to bring you every first of the month, end of the month, wherever they bring it. So you can only contribute $6,000. Now, if you're over 50 like me, you can contribute up to $7,000 a year. But that little $1,200, okay, that's no big deal. But if you want to contribute more, you can. Okay, back to the thing at hand. That $1,200, you're going to contribute every year. Now, if you do this for 30 years, now I'm going bare minimum $1,200. You can put $5,000 a year in there. Or you can put initial payment of $5,000, put $5,000, you're going to be more growth. I'm making it easy, making it simple on the least of the people. $1,200 a year. Initial investment, $1,200. Put $1,200 every year. Now, the stock market average rate of return is about 11%. You got a low of 10 and you got a high of 14%. 3 years ago, when Trump was in office, I had a return of 22%. Return on my that's the most I ever had return on my investment in a year. It was I think the second year Trump was in office, I had an investment of 22% return on my investment. I never had that before. But if you do average 10%, we're gonna do average 11%. We're gonna take the 10 and 14, we're gonna come up with an average of 11%. After 30 years, I'm putting 30 years at 20 years old. So when you get 50 years old, you'll have average $250,000, $250,000. That's cutting it. If you get 24, say if you double that, that means you're going to have $500,000 by putting $2,400 a year. So you can go up, up, and up. I know a person probably watching me on YouTube that's a little bit younger than me. I think it's 3 years younger than me that invested money the same way I did or whatever. He sent me a portfolio. He's worth $4.8 million. All he do is travel. He lives in hotels. He have no house. He has a vehicle. He have no expenses. He just live in hotels. He go to hotels maybe 1 month, rent out a hotel and stay. His net worth is over $4.8 million. That's what he's worth because he did this concept I'm doing, but he invested a lot more. It works, y'all. It just takes them drive, discipline, and determination. Don't tell, it just breaks my heart that people don't preach this, especially in the low income minority communities. All they preach is what you can't do. Teach these young people what they can do instead of telling them what they can't do because of the way they look and the way they grew up and the economical status and all that. All that do is you just creating a whole just year by year by year cycle. They parents was taught this, they grandparents were taught this. Somebody need to break that cycle where we can get into and gain wealth in this country. It's there for the taking, and it doesn't take a lot. All it takes a very little common sense. It's not very difficult to understand. You go to an investment firm, they will answer all your questions. They will ask you how old you are, how much you want looking to invest, how much you want to retire on. They will ask you to answer any question you have. And I'm going bare minimum $1,200. Like I said, you can contribute up to $6,000 a year if you're over 50, $7,000 a year. So when you get to 50, you say, I don't need Social Security check. I'm going to get my Social Security check, but I'm not sitting around waiting on it. I was blessed, y'all, I'm telling you, with parents that wasn't my friends. My parents was tough on me, my mom and my dad. We, by 16 years old, all us kids, you had to be working at 16. We worked at home, we had our chores, but you had to be working at a restaurant, working at a gas station, something at 16 years old. Every check we got, my dad made us put 75, 80% of it in the bank. We only kept a little of it. It used to make me angry. Why I can't keep my check? He made us save it. He made us put it in the bank because he knew the level and the importance of saving for the future. I was taught at 16 years old this. And another thing, when we was growing up in our household, my parents, all my siblings, we was told this at a young age. He meant it. When you graduate high school, 18 years old, you're out of the house. You go and get a job, or you going to college or something like that. You're not going to stay in the house. You're not going to hang around the house. Every one of us left home at 18. I left home, all of us, and never went back because our parents instilled that at us as a kid. The parents need to quit babying these kids. All you're doing is hurting them. You're not loving them, giving them everything they want. All they taking up when they do bad, trying to say, oh, my kid. You're hurting your kids when you're not here. Later on, your kids will have to stand on their own 2 feet, and all you did is baby them all these years. Later on, they have no money, they have no education, they have no home training. And what they're going to do? Wind up in prison, wind up in jail, stuff like that, wind up on the government housing, government assistance, because they're not trained. It's very, very simple. I don't care what your economic status is, how much money you make. You can gain financial independence. It just takes a little time. It takes a little discipline. I know my brother's done it. Me and my brother, we have conversations. It feels so comforting. I have 2 best friends too. We talk about how investment. We talk about how we can make money here, what we can do here. We have deep conversations about that as brothers because we always thinking what to do because our parents instilled that in us. If we can have this, I'm telling y'all, it absolutely works. Another thing I want to say. And I write this down, write it down, say this all the time. I want to say it, but when I get to talking and rambling on, I forget. Like I tell people, it ain't not what you make. It ain't how much money you make. It's not how much money you keep. It's not about that. It's what you do with the money you keep. That's very important. Not how much money you make. I'm telling you, you can be working at McDonald's making, $250 a week. If you take $25 out of that, you can do it. I'm telling you. It's not how much you make. It's not how much you keep. It's what you do with what you keep. That's what you're going to do with this $1,200 right here. If you're 20 years old, you know somebody 20 years old, show them this video. Start saving $1,200 after 1 year. Invest it. Put it in there. Forget about it. Every year, every week, month, saving $100. After every year, go to your financial advisor, investor. Tell him you want to contribute this $1,200. Put it in there. Keep putting it in there. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. Of course, you can look at the statements every month. Don't mess with it. The market going to do like this. Sometimes it's going to drop. It's going to go back up. Another thing on advice, I told people, a lot of people listen to me. They're happy right now that they listen to me. When COVID hit in 2020, everything shut down. The stock market pretty much went down. I lost 25% of my investment. It hurt. Thousands of dollars I lost. But I didn't fret because I know, like I say, after every storm, what they say in the this darkest is for the day or whatever the slogan is, it's going to get brighter. So when everybody's struggling and straining and all that stuff, I started writing down things. Before 2000, when everything started opening back up, I got on the phone with my investor. I said, I need you to invest in airlines, hotels, movie theaters, rental car business, Uber, Lyft. I need you to invest heavily in that. Why? Because those items is about to come back up, and you want to get it right here because all that had dropped. Because nobody was flying, nobody was doing hotels, nobody was Ubering, nobody was going to movie theaters, none of that. I invested in that. I told a lot of my friends, close friends and stuff like that, this is what you need to invest in. Put your money in this and this because that's just to go up. I didn't only make the 25% that I lost back. I doubled what I had lost in 2020 just by being smart, being comprehensive. A lot of people worrying about stuff, like I tell people worry about stuff that doesn't concern them. If they were worried about things in their life that concern them on a personal basis, I see it on, like I told y'all, I made a video before. I see people on Facebook and mails me worrying about all this politics and all these social issues and did you see what this and arguing about sports? Believe me, I love sports. I'm not been arguing nobody about no Dallas Cowboys losing. They lose, they lose. That ain't no big thing to me. I'm not fit to fight nobody over it. So the thing is, you need to focus on things that's going to affect you on a financial and a personal basis, not movie star and athlete stuff. Them people don't affect you. So I just want to put this little video out. I got more things coming out, y'all. I'm fixing this week. I have nothing on my schedule but calls. I haven't made cold calls in over 2 weeks. So if you need any kind of question, whatever, like I said, I'm not an investor. I'm just telling you what got me through it. And I'm going to tell you, these investment firms, get on the phone with them. They will answer questions that I don't even know about. That's what they do for a living. But this is very important. I just tell people, I hate to see people at the end of their life, 65, 70 years old, waiting on their Social Security check. I'm telling you, Social Security give you enough to die on. It don't give you enough to live on. It does not. And you have a cycle in this country of people not training. Somebody need to break that cycle. I know this lady she live in a government housing, whatever they call them homes. They call it housing projects or whatever, subsidy housing, whatever. Her grandmother lives here. Her mother lives here. And she recently moved here. And she said, Jeffrey, that's all I've known all my life. That's what I think the world is about. And somebody need to break that cycle and tell it's enough out here for everybody if you need to be guided. And I blame politicians. I blame these community activists, people that gets rich off the backs of poor and a low income and a lot of minority people because they always telling them they are victim here because you look here, you grew up here. They don't never tell how you can come up. They never give advice what you can do to do this, with financial advice here, education yourself here. I never hear them say that. The reason is because they have control and power over you. And long as they have you down like this, they have power, they have control, they making the money, they getting the contributions and stuff like that. None of that's going to you. And people work up and realize this, better off we will be. I want everybody in this world to succeed. I hate to see people struggling when I know they don't have to be struggling. If they could just make a few changes in their life, just a few changes, and it will turn it around. And you don't have to be 20. You can be 30, 40, like I say, 50 years old. The end number going to change, but you still going to have better of a nest egg than waiting on Social Security every month. So anyway, y'all, I just want to put that in you. I got a lot more coming, a lot of more videos like this coming. I just like to help people. I love y'all so much. I hate to see people struggling. I'm not this one of these person, oh, I'm up here, they over there, I ain't worried about them. That's not Chef Jeffrey. I love to see people flourish. I want to see people better than me. I want to see people doing more wealthy, more financially dependent than me. I just overjoyed when I hear people just doing great. So anyway, y'all, I will be live tonight in my studio tonight. I don't think I'm going to go to the no, it's supposed to be raining tomorrow. I don't know. It's supposed to be cool. The weather's getting cool. We'll be in the 40s this week, so I'm so excited. But I will be live tonight, 5 to 6 p.m., probably in my studio. and chatting with y'all. It's been a long week. I love my cruise. I'm just not getting my legs, my earth legs back under me. I was on the sea all week, but it's been a great week. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to my team. They did an awesome job because when I'm on the ship, I had no choice but to detach, but I had to, because the internet was very shaky and I couldn't get a hold, and they took over and they did everything. Make sure y'all got videos every day and things posted up. And all I had to do was kind of go on there and kind of answer y'all comments, which was easy than trying to upload and do all that stuff. So anyway, I love y'all. Let me close this video out. If you like this video, please. And another thing, if you got any questions, give me a call, 281-345-8991. I have a lot of calls to get to return, y'all, a lot. So I'm going to try this week. I have nothing scheduled, no trips, no nothing. I will be in the state part of Texas this weekend, Friday, but the next 4 days I'm going to try to focus on getting these phone calls caught up because I know y'all have a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, and I'm answering as much as I can. So anyway, I love y'all. If you like this video, please share, please comment, please subscribe, please follow my other social media accounts, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch TV, Pinterest, and oldschoolsoulfood.com. Remember the hashtag 2022, helping others with a purpose. Old School Soul Food. Until next time, have a blessed Old School Soul Food day, and I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye.